Russell, how do you assess that game today?
Well, I'm disappointed that we don't win. I think that the biggest thing is, so like my responsibility maybe when you look back can make a change or two for a bit of energy and stuff. So learning about the group all the time, learning about what needs to improve, what we can do, what we're capable of. So in the first 60 minutes, definitely the first half, like just a lack of speed with the ball, a lack of aggression with the ball. There's still a bit of tension in some of the guys that you don't see day to day. So we got hunted on last Saturday against Motherwell. They came and hunted the ball, and we're really early on in the process. There were some problems, and then we played a team on Tuesday. So the learning from Motherwell was the lads did great. And then we got hunted again on Tuesday, and we played. And then when we broke through the first line, the rhythm changed completely because it became obvious. Today, when a team sits back, the ball needs to do all the work. It needs to move so quickly from side to side, wait for the gaps. We need to attack, try and penetrate a bit more, a few more runs, put it in the box more. We didn't see that really until we went down to 10 men. So then there was a real intent to go forward, play forward, run forward, react properly to losing the ball. I think Nico tackled more in the last half hour than the whole team in the first 60 minutes. So like the lack of aggression comes from a bit of tension, I think. There's not a question about the lads' mentality today to do what they did with 10 men, and we nearly end up winning the game. But like the big moments, and they only had a few from set plays, we have to do much better. That's about being really switched on, being really aggressive. There wasn't enough aggression in the team until the guys came on, and we're down to 10 men and a bit of adversity. So I liked that reaction, but it was a good learning for us today about a team that comes and sits back and what's really, really important. So it's so early on. The guys will be better for it, and I said there might be a bit of pain at times, and we had a really great night on Tuesday today, not so good, but I'm not going to get too high or too low. We'll focus on improving, and I'm convinced with what I see, especially in the last 20 minutes with the reaction of the players, they'll grow and they'll keep getting better.
There's been an accusation for years that Rangers will get up for European games, and then when it comes to the bread and butter in the league, that it doesn't quite happen. Is that a concern for you, and how do you go about trying to change that or fix that?
No, I think we won't have a problem with that as time as it comes on. So I think it's about creating really good habits, winning habits all the time. So I question the mentality of the players after Motherwell. I haven't since in the way they've worked. The reaction of the players that came out of the team was great today. I think actually all 5 of them that come on, Tav was good, Nico had a big impact in the game, Kieran and Danny as well. And Finn, you know what you're going to get from Finley. So I think it's changing. The culture of the group is changing, and we have to change it quicker than everyone. You know, we want to do it as quickly as we possibly can. So yeah, I'm not going to accuse the guys of that today. They'll learn from it. It was a different problem today, and in hindsight, I should expect that problem more and coach that even more. But we were trying to build on Tuesday and create some similar situations, but they didn't happen enough.
I'm going to say that, Russell, you seem quite kind of calm right now. Have you been expecting this sort of thing?
Yeah, every club I've been at, there's a bit of pain, and then when you get through that pain, it's so worth it. So I don't think I expected anything less coming here. That it's not going to be a quick fix. This club's not had success for a long, long time. So I've just got asked about the supporters' reaction in there at all. I just don't have a problem because I understand it. Like they're at a point now that this club and the supporters where something needed change, and the ownership's changed. There's a new coaching staff. There's new players. There's hopefully a new way of behaving at the training ground properly every single day regarding standards and what's expected at this football club. So it's not a quick fix, and this is not me coming out and making excuses. It's just not. I think you change manager from year to year, nothing really changes. So now it's about really changing like the culture and the feel of the club day in, day out, that will then end up in a good outcome. Good process, good people, will always end up in a good outcome. But maybe not so quickly as everyone wants. But this year, we'll be ready to compete, we'll be ready to win a lot. We're 2 games in the league, it's a long, long season. We had a great night on Tuesday. I didn't get too excited or high about that. And we had a tough afternoon, a disappointing one for a few reasons today. And I'm not going to get too low about that, because I think this club's had too much of that really. So my job is to make sure the players understand why, and we have to focus on us and being better, and I'm convinced we will be. This team will grow and grow, but it's not going to be about pain. It's just not. It's impossible after how long this team hasn't had success or the club that it can come without any short-term pain. So there was some good stuff today, just not enough aggression in the team with and without the ball, and we'll fix that.
Russell, in terms then of the style, that's what Dundee produced today is going to be what you are going to face.
It's what we've been used to for quite some time as a coach and stuff. So we'll be, but the players haven't felt that yet.
Right.
So the players haven't lived that yet. They lived Motherwell, and then they showed the learning from being hunted on Tuesday night. Today, we'll make sure that's the process. We learned a lot today, and then we'll make sure that players understand what's really important when we face this kind of setup and approach. And Dundee were really well organised, but we didn't do enough to move them, to disrupt them. So as a coach and not a manager, like in terms of, I'm not talking about mentality now, we'll learn a lot from that tactically and what's really important, and it will be about aggression and shedding some tension. Like, don't be afraid to lose the ball, risk the ball, just as long as you react, because sometimes against the low block your best chance of scoring is losing the ball and hunting it back really, really quickly when there's a bit of organised chaos. So, but we didn't do enough of that to disrupt. So, and that comes with a bit of tension from the players, and it's up to us to make sure they understand that they can risk the ball, they can lose the ball. In fact, we want you to do that because then we have a chance to disrupt, and it just wasn't enough of that today.
How do you get them to start better? Because this is a long-term thing at Rangers, and there have been various managers, various players, and that 45 minutes that the crowd witnessed today has been seen here many times over the last few years, and it lets the other team build into the game.
Yeah, and like they didn't have any moments apart from set plays, so that was the disappointing bit. We weren't getting caught on the counter, it wasn't open, but it was too stale, it was too slow. So my message would be that we'll learn from that, and we will, and make sure that we try and avoid that as much as we possibly can.
But a lot of that change of culture he was talking about, and I completely understand a new management team want to come in and do that. Players change culture.
No, it's not just a management team.
Yeah, exactly.
It's an ownership, it's a leadership group, it's a sporting director, it's a technical director.
So that leadership group, absolutely, because out on the pitch, there's only so much you can do, of course. And we've seen the same kind of repeated things over and over again. Under pressure, this is league business. We all know what that means. Do you believe you have the leaders in this team to stick to the process, stick to the programme, when the fans are starting to get a bit antsy, when, like last Saturday, became more and more of a precarious afternoon than maybe some expected, to just stay calm and keep doing it, play the kind of repeated patterns we saw on Tuesday night, under pressure. That needs players to come and change that whole dial, change that whole culture. Do you think you've got what you need to do that?
Yeah, and I think we'll add to that as well. So I think that's personality. It's not necessarily leadership, it's about personality. And like Gas, you wouldn't call a leader, but he shows big personality, big courage to take the ball, and in big moments as well. Ollie as well, he was a bit tired late on in the game, but he took the ball. Danilo took the ball. Nico was great when he come on. John's been really consistent and steady. Nasser's developing into a really. So I don't really have a worry about that, because the culture we create will enable them to do that and not have a worry about what's next or what's to come, because we'll support them with that. So yeah, and I think we'll have one or two that actually help that as well.
Final question, please. Also, was a negative reaction from the crowd as well when you introduced Kieran Bill for 55 minutes or whatever. That surprised you, and was it fair? Yeah,
that surprised me. So I'm not on any social media or anything like that, so I don't really know what the narrative is around Kieran. So I don't think it helps him. I don't think it helps the rest of the guys. So that's how I feel about it, really. I'm disappointed for Kieran, because what we've seen at the training ground, and when I speak to everyone there, he's really valued as a person and a character. And he's played out of position for us for 3 games. So today actually played a bit more in his position and played forward. I thought he was good with the ball. He ran really hard for the team. And he's a really good footballer. So I don't really, I don't know what's gone on before, so we're just judging everyone off a clean slate. Really difficult for supporters to do that, which I understand, but we brought him on because at that point we think he can help the team. And by the way, he tries really, really every day, trains like an absolute beast, which I don't think some people have come to this club and been bought for a lot of money, and I don't think they have done that. So I don't think, when I look at it, if I was a football fan, what do I want from a player that comes on? and when they train every day, is someone who actually really helps his teammates and runs for them. And as I said, he's done a good job for us. So it's probably unfair on if he's being judged from this season playing him right wing. He's not that, but he did a good job for us because we trust him to do a certain level of like intelligence out of possession, and he'll want to help his team. But today, with 11 men, if he came on in his position, didn't spend very long legs, he went down to 10, but he took the ball. Especially with that reaction, that takes some character and personality, what we're just talking about there. And when he plays his actual position in this style of football, he can look really good. So all I would ask for is, you know, after the game you can express whatever you want. You're the supporters, you're the most important people. And I hope Kieran gets a chance to show what he can do, because, as I said, from what we've seen in training, he can help the team.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.